we're gonna do Sauriel's Resolve right now, and we're gonna go probably a little long. We'll see. I do have an epic speed potion I saved. I did bank it just for this, so. And we got 2 15 minutes as well. All right, I love this variant. This is my favorite variant in the game because it's like the first, and I think kind of one of the best examples of you have to build a survivable formation and do damage and remove armored segments. Like you have to learn, you have to know all of these different tactics to get by it. You can overpower it too, which we could do, but I'm going to, once we get close, I'm going to tone us down with our formation and try to shoot for more of a starter formation. Oh, I didn't want those there. I did want this stuff on, huh? Oh, Human doesn't need to be in, because Human can't... There isn't a front column here. Human can't speed us up here. Is there? I think it counts the front. Hold on. Front column, middle 2 columns. Yeah, back column. Yeah. So, but in the front column is Dragon Bait, and so... You know. You know. If you know, you know. Oops. Okay, we're going to try this originally. When we get there, we're going to do this with an Ashara formation. So, and we're going to go with the flow. Well, we're not. I don't know why I did that. We're going to take Briv out completely. Briv is actually not a great champion for this. Who else do we want here? We want a Calliope? We do want a Calliope. We want a Penelope half pint for the gold find. For the gold find. Yeah, I'm going to try to do that click thing, but unfortunately, because we have an epic speed potion going, I don't know if it's going to work. It's really difficult to do with speed potions going on. This is our go quick and get lots of money formation, because we really want to be as close to a soft cap by 400 as possible. And honestly, I might throw down a gold find for this, because this is one of the reasons you want to get a good amount of favor. We have E25, which is higher than I've ever come in on a new account. So I feel like it's going to be good, but I may want to use, I've got 13, oh, that's right. We've got 12 large potions of clairvoyance. I'm just going to go ahead and pop one. So we get an hour of gold find. I'm also going to drop 15 minutes of more speed. Yeah. This can go, oh, this can go here, like this. I'll level this up manually. Hey, there's 12-7. Oh, it doesn't matter because he's not even in. Wow. Wow. He's not even in. And we kind of need the gold chest to gear up Dragon Bait when we're done, too. But let's go get him his feet. Let's go get him his feet. Carefully balanced. 12-5. Yes. Added. We're ready to go for the future. That's fine. All right, let me go back. I didn't catch up. So how much longer am I streaming for? Until we complete this. And then I'll normally it's for another 50 minutes, but it's either till the top of the hour until we complete it, whichever's longer. I've been saving this epic speed potion for this exact run since I got it. We've gotten some extras and we've used some of them, but I was like, I was always banking one for this. I was always banking one for this. Am I overpowering crawling it? No. I mean, that's I'm gonna play with some different formations because I want people to understand that you can do this with some very basic champions. Yeah, who could have sped me up at the dash feat in this formation? That is another thing to remember. That mini Shandy feat works regardless of where Human is in the formation. Swap him for Briv. I could, but is Briv jumping still? Or is he out of stacks? He's out of stacks. All right. Gold find. Guess I can level this guy. This resist the urge might be neat for Valindra. That's another neat thing. If you got Dark Urge, you've got a full party resurrection with damage immunity that can happen in the mid fight. Might be enough. You never know. You never know what's going to get you through this. I've gotten through with a very good Dinar ultimate. Like, it dropped in just the right place, and it doesn't always, but it dropped in just the right places. All my people were dying. I was busy over here looking at this, and I didn't realize that Dinar's ultimate was just deleting Valindra. And then everybody died, but we moved forward, and I was like, what? I had to go back and watch the VOD to figure out what happened. Night, Nizgiz. Yeah, I don't know if it would work on this, or I mean, we may find out. Simply because you can't knock back Valindra, and I've found that when the ultimate doesn't knock back an enemy, it doesn't always resurrect. All right, we got a shot. We got a shot. We're about 100 areas in, and we're only 15 minutes in, so that math works out. But actually, we're about 5 minutes in. Yeah, okay, we might get there real quick. So this is Valindra's Shadowman. Oh God, we died already. That's funny. This is what Valindra does. Hi, Briv, come back in for a second. Thanks. You gotta have some tanks. So the Dark Urge is nice when you're not on Valindra's level. Valindra AoEs your formation. So it's important. This is one of the few variants in the game where, while you need tanks in for the health share that lets you survive that AoE, they don't necessarily have to be up front. So if you have tanks that can buff in relation to position instead of behind them, then you can put tanks. I've had tanks all the way in the back column instead of in the front, and it works because you're not actually tanking enemies that are walking up to you. You're getting AoE. Your entire party is getting AoE. So you always need at least 2 tanks when you get to these boss fights. What the later boss fights. Like I said, this is a gold find formation just to give us as much gold as possible early on. But we gotta bring Briv in for the Valindra just to get some health share. Eventually, I have to bring Briv and someone else in just to give us the health to stay alive. Because you'll notice we got nuked there, and Withers didn't even come out because everybody died. There wasn't time for Withers to come out. So you just needed the core champs and crawl. The core champs and crawl is a way to get through this. That is kind of the minimum. Like if you had one event champion, if you could get one event champion out of a time gate to help you beat Valindra Shadowmantle, who would it be? It'd be Crawl. But there's other combinations, and we want to talk about some other. We want to try some other combinations. I've always wanted to try it with just core champions, and I never hit this with enough favor. I've always felt it could work with enough favor. I never had the favor to do it, so. For Willy Wonka, what color nerds do you want? Lurking Rider probably knows that. I don't remember, because I've never done that. Welcome back, Letiev. We're unlocking Dragon Bait. Gale spec for 50% miss help? Yes. As does Dritz, but again, only if they're buffers that are going to help you get the damage you need to remove the armor segments. This is a balancing act. You need damage, you need survivability, and you need to remove multiple chunks at a time. Because if you're removing one chunk at a time, you're wrecked. You're gonna get wrecked. And you would need way more. Like, if you can keep these things roughly equal in terms of power, like multiples, some damage, and survivability, you're good. If you don't have if you lose this whole column, you have to raise survivability way through the roof. Way through the roof. Which is what happens when people say, oh, I just use Briv for that. They've overpowered it. You don't even need Briv. Briv is overpowered. Oh, Withers kicked in that time. Oh, nice job, Withers, but we're wrecked now. Thanks, Withers. But we're dead anyway. See, we're going through 50 segments of Valindra. But then she resurrects, and we used to get a okay, it says total number of respawns. So she's going to respawn 9 times now. Every time she respawns, it increases her damage and her health. So the more you kill her, the harder it is to kill her and the more damage she does. So it's pretty neat. It's supposed to give you a counter for how many resurrections. It doesn't always work. So it's better if you track that instead of letting the game try to track that. Won't Karlach be sweet now with her health share and tadpoles? I think she would probably be a great secondary tank. She's a good tank in this situation because of her health. If you have item levels on her health share, you'd have to build a tadpole group around her to really get the boost from that. And I'm not necessarily building a tadpole group. Because a tadpole group isn't a multi-attack group, if you don't know. But you can spec Lae'zel. If you went Lae'zel DPS and you spec her into her magic missiles, that's multiple segments. So if you ran a Lae'zel Absolute Adversaries group, you could. You could. Eventually I'm going to stop leveling up my click damage. and I'm just going to throw a Fire Breath Potion down. Fire Breaths are another key to this fight. So along with having like 2 tanks with health share, a Fire Breath Potion. Because when we get on this boss level, Valindra is sitting there. But what you don't see, because we're killing them instantly, is the stream of undead that comes in with her. They never stop. Never stop, never stopping is their motto. They're just always there. So you want to have a Fire Breath Potion just destroying them the moment they come on the screen, because that way all of your champions and all of your ultimates are targeting Valindra, so you're removing as many segments as possible. Because remember, some champions can have Bud-based damage effects, right? And that's going to help you a lot with. That could help you a lot with Valindra too, if you have any of those. I don't. Do I? Do I have Bud-based damage effects? I don't know. I don't think I do. Hey, he's got one. Astarian's got one. Right? Don't we have one? Yes. Right? Wait. We did. No, never mind. Am I just thinking of Lae'zel? Yeah, I think he. Oh, this is it. Sneak attack. So it says he deals massive damage. That massive damage, if the enemy was recently attacked, is a Bud-based dot. It's a Bud-based dot. He also has a spec choice to make that dot bigger. So he by default is part of his base attack. See how there's over here, if you look at the right-hand side, we got enemies dying. If we take the familiars off, they'll stream out onto the screen. And then, but then we're attacking them with our champions instead, and we don't want that. We don't want that. Remember, your familiars aren't going to do damage to Valindra. Not really. They'll take off a chunk every 5 seconds. That's not enough. That's not enough. Every time we pass Valindra on our run here, she gets another respawn. So we're up to 14 times she's going to respawn. Okay, that's a lot. This other boost where Dragonbait gets health and damage reduction and a damage buff, don't rely on that. He dies real fast, and there's no real way to keep him alive. Because your champion effects don't affect him, so you can't give him shields or healing or any of that. Super shocked at how well Narak kept her stun locked. Yeah, I mean Narak now, if he has key points, he can keep stunning her. That's a neat feature. It used to not. We always used to wonder if you could stun Valindra. It wasn't always guaranteed, but Narak with certain champions. But Narak seems to be solid. I don't have him. So there's, like I said, there's lots of options for Valindra, but you just have to keep key things down, and that's survivability, multi-hit damage, Fire Breath Potion. Narak might be able to lock her down and get you past some of that. Like, then maybe you don't have to have the survivability. But man, if she gets one AoE off on you towards the end, your party's just toast. So that's some RNG, right? That's some serious RNG. Saw something on the subreddit about the elements are evil to the core variant. They were talking about bud numbers and formations that really made me question what I understand about building a group. I probably didn't even read it, so I don't know what they were talking about. I wouldn't even know. Where are we at? E70, 77 damage. All right. We're not quite as high on the goal find as I would have liked. Our 15-minute speed potion wore off. Why is this? Oh, because there's no timer in this one. That's why. It's like, why is it just showing it's full? All right. I don't want to use another one. I don't want to hit the boss with too much speed because I want to try the clicky thing. So there's another thing that I discovered about bosses with ranged and or magical attacks. It comes from the tutorial, and that's if you click on them as they wind up to do their attack animation, you can interrupt it and they just won't attack. And they just won't attack. That's another key, one I never even thought of before, to getting through the Valindra fight, but it requires not. It's hard to do with speed potions. I don't know, because the animation is faster, so I don't know if I'll be able to get it to work. I don't know if I'll be able to get it to work at all. Oh, all evil groups. Maybe it was either built around Artemis or Krond. Krond has an all evil thing going on, and he mops. He mops. That one gets thrown around a lot. It was Warduke. Oh, Warduke is similar to. It was probably, yeah, it's probably Warduck. Similar to Artemis. It's a similar thing with Artemis, right? Position, you get to hit him with a bunch of positionals, and he loves it. Yeah. Sorry, I keep forgetting Elminster's restriction. Yeah, building a formation with Warduck it's not normal, so it's okay to feel confused by a Warduck formation. Oh, oh, dang it. Tank. Thanks for the memories. See, it's trying to count down the respawns up there. Respawns left this encounter. 1. Is it true? Is she going to respawn one more time? Did they finally fix this? That'd be great. Oh my god. We just have Briv. This should be our final respawn. Can Briv do this? No, Briv cannot do this. We can click on her. If Briv could stay alive long enough, we can... Her attack animation is real quick. Yeah, when she lifts her hand. The problem is eventually she becomes stun immune. So you can't do this forever. I'm just trying to click through her armor once every 5 seconds while Briv stays alive. That's cheese. But I'll take it. It's cheese, but I'll take it. Hey, Onyx. Okay, back to gold find. Back to gold find. So it feels like you definitely need to run a gold find potion for this, even with a solid amount of favor. I wouldn't say Briv MVP. I would say what I would say right now is we now need 2 tanks in. When we hit the boss fights. And so the challenge is, what's the other tank I bring in? Annihilation. You gotta go in the right hand spec. Gotta go in the right hand spec. Stop putting money into that. Yeah. So when we get there, we need to drop Briv and Niali in the formation. He's not in the formation. So now we're going to Fire Breath Potion. Well, IP is way bigger than this for Briv. Yeah, that's one of the tips in my guide. But right now we just need it. Right now I need 2 tanks just to race through these lower level Valindras. So right now I'm just gonna swap Briv and Niali in to have some health. I haven't even built a valid formation here, folks. So I don't even know that this is. That's a little better. That's a little better. We would probably swap out Jarlaxle on the boss fight and the Dark Roach. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, potions can help, but I'm trying to show, like, what do you need minimum, and like, Fire Breath Potion is a minimum level of entry. Like, you have to have a Fire Breath Potion. You don't necessarily have to have a Health Potion, but it can help. So I don't know what people are going to get here with potion lines. But again, we're not really to the point where we need to dip into potions, except the Fire Breath. And I mean, like, obviously I started Speed, started Fire Breath. I wanted Gold Find. We could have waited on the Gold Find, but I mean, I was popping an hour-long one, so I don't know that it matters. We should have it all the way through. Should. I think because of this speed potion and that we had a 15-minute one, we should be able to do this in an hour-ish. Oh, I mean, look, if I was just trying to wreck her, then we'd have a full pushing formation with Krull and we'd just melt everything in a moment. In a moment of time. With Krull and Karlach, because the thing with Karlach and her ult up, and max rage stacks, because every time Valindra attacked Karlach, she'd take damage. But Farida's fun for that too, because Farida does the same thing, but she can make it for everyone in the group. And if you have enough damage with Farida in, and you have Farida placed so that pretty much everyone is getting her damage reflection, it just shreds Valindra. But again, these are situations where you're overpowering it a little bit. Like, if to have Farida be competitive enough at 400, you've got to have a pretty solid. You've got to have a solid group backing her up, or a lot of favor, good item levels, or both. Right? Oh yeah, we didn't have breakdown. I use Dylan and so long, so I don't recall what specialization. The right hand one. Her left hand specialization. Oops. Her left hand specialization is only for getting her achievement where she burns a boss to death. Otherwise, you go right hand spec. Wow, the respawn thing is working. I love it. It was broken for so long. Oh, total respawn is how many times she's respawned. That's right, because that's buffing Dragonbait's thing. Ignore me on that's how many times she's going to respawn. We just have to watch the respawns leftist encounter. I think it additively increases once per boss fight. That's the way it works. It's been a while. Oh, in for the gold find. No, I'm actually going to pull him out. And we're going to put him on in. Just for the gold find. I just want another rogue for the gold find. I want to maximize all the gold we're getting. Getting 2 EO5 off Generational Wealth. 2 EO4 off Master of Piracy. 700% off Bounty of the Hall. Woo! So garbage. But it's better than nothing. 5 EO4 off Story Time. Nice. She's already built up more than Astarion. Oh, no. More than Jarlaxle. She's working on Astarion. Like, give me enough time. I'll get there. Doesn't. Why did I click that? It's ultimate cooldowns back there. Habit. E69 gold. Oh yeah. This gold find potion is going to last the whole time. Our gems. Those are going to go into gold chests. Because we're going to need gold chests for dragon bait. We just need 3. Do I have 3? I have 3. Okay. I guess I could have waited until the run was over in case we looted another one. But because we're going to get a reward when we unlock dragon bait now, in the collection quest, we're going to get a reward that's going to give us 3 gold dragon bait chests. Tale of Two Champions Elmo edition. Oh man, yeah, that one's interesting because there's 2 ways to do that. You can just have tons of favor and click through it. Or you can use gold find champions to start and then switch to debuff champions at the end. But I don't even know what those combos would be with Elminster. That'll be fun. I think that's fun, but I get that some people are like, oh, I want to figure out that combination, right? I mean, Gale would be one of them, right? But you'd need a tank. Tons of favor isn't the only way to go. It's just super helpful. I mean, this is the variant that started off like Silisa knew about click debuff. Silisa knew about the click scaling and tried to tell people, and no one would really listen. And then Tale of Two Cities came around, and that's where click debuff actually got created. So you do need favor, but you don't have to do it just with favor, is what I'm trying to say. It isn't just about pure clicking. There are people that will farm favor until they can just click just purely click their way through and not have to debuff. And you don't have to do that. Again, there are certain variants in this game that I like trying to figure out what's the minimum viable formation. And Tale of Two Champions is one of those. Because if I remember correctly, that one won't let you put more than 2 champions in, period. So it's not even about, like, even if you pick other people and then, well, you're like, but I can always put the Dungeon Master and Dark Urgent. No. You get 2 choices. You get 2 choices. That's it. Through 5. I'm not doing this in the proper way. We will do proper way at 400. We will talk about why there's a proper way to use your ultimates in this fight. Doing some damage. A good stack on Astarion. Their Dragonbait died, so we lost his EO5 buff. And once again, we're down to just 2 people. But it was right at the end. Okay, it did it. Simultaneous knockout. Simultaneous knockout. Okay. I see you, Valindra. I see you. She killed me right as I killed her. So the game went, well, you have no champions alive, so it moved us back. But we also got credit for killing her. Yeah. You can hit the VOD for a replay. But yeah, that's the way it works. Whenever you have a simultaneous, you both get knocked back and get credit to move forward. Kind of like a do-over. I mean, but you don't have to do it again, so it's nice. Nice thing, Dice Goblin, what I will say about Will is you don't need the item levels that you need for Artemis to make Will work. You just have to be fidgety with your formation. And I get it that if you don't want to be fidgety with your formation, yeah, that's fine. But oh yeah, Gromma for Tale of Two Champions. That was always one of my go-tos. For the tank, I used to do Gromma up front and crawl in the back. Phrasing. But yeah, now you do Gromma up front and Gale, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, but Caddy alone is just like Caddy alone wasn't. It didn't. The rule, the restriction is just that Caddy gets certain buffs. Not that other people can't be in the formation. And the restriction in Tale of Two Champions is that only 2 champions can be used. Keep Karlach's buff if you jump over a boss? Oh, that only matters then in a free play. So I knew what you meant. For ultimate. But but again, that only matters if it's a free play, because you can't jump over normal bosses. Could be a bug. Could be a bug. Caddy alone can have, I think, 5 total champions. You can have Caddy Bree, you can have Dungeon Master and a Dark Urge. And if Dungeon Master brings in Mahen can bring in Havilar. That's 5. Burrito's in the same slot as Cadibri. Vondra won't do anything. Vondra only brings in the awful ones if you're in if you're in Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And if Dungeon Master brings in a Vondra, then you could bring in BBG, but that's still 5. It's still 5. So the most I think you can get, I tried to math this out, the most you can get is 5. Can't you bring in, no, Black Dice Society can only come in Strahd variants. Yeah, everyone else is very specific. Dungeon Master is the only one that's generically anywhere, and it's just one person. Everyone else wants a place to party. Wolfgar wants Icewind Dale. Avandra wants Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Nahara wants Strahd. Voronika doesn't bring someone in. No, she doesn't. Voronika picks somebody that she wants to buff. She doesn't bring them into her party. If they changed Voronika, or I've misunderstood her this whole time, but she has a puppet. Well, yeah, her inner circle. But they gain the Black Dice Society affiliation, but it doesn't bring them into a formation. Not for Caddy alone. It could into Strahd, but that's not what we were talking about. We were talking about how many you can get into Caddy alone. And Caddy alone is not a Strahd variant. So Black Dice Society doesn't mean anything. Dungeon Master brings Kent Convergil join? Oh, maybe. Still, that'd be 5. Use Voronika and Caddy alone, that's fine, but she shouldn't have been able to bring anybody in because it's not a Strahd variant. I think I got her in one of those limited ones, and then, oh, hey, we're at 400 and we're going to die. It just chose her special guest star as someone that was already in. Like, I think it special guest starred Caddy, and I was like, well, that makes sense. Yeah, you can use her, but it doesn't bring someone in. It just buffs them. Okay, we did not soft cap. Dang it. You know what? Give me some gold. Send me some more gold. I don't think we can soft cap. I think recent soft cap changes probably pushed it up too high for me to do, even with E25. Wow, yeah, 200 more levels at least. Oh, let's see. We're close to soft cap. Jarlaxle's close to finishing off. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to soft cap. I think is this the best gold find group I can get? Yeah. Candy could be swapped out for somebody else now. Ooh. Spurt. But then we lose speed. We get more gold find, but we lose speed. Is it gonna matter? That's an interesting trade-off. I think I just want to earn gold faster. Pilfer won't work because we're killing everything instantly. He might bring out a single pilfer stack every now and then. It would die, and so they wouldn't transfer anywhere because there'd be no enemies left because they're all dying instantly. I just want speed. The speed is here literally just to earn gold faster, and I feel like if I'm speeding the game up by 50%, that gold increase wasn't equivalent to the speed drop. There was an increase in gold there, but not enough to make up for the drop in the other stuff. Okay, so we're going to want Calliope. So let's talk about how we're going to build this formation out. We're going to want Calliope College of Lore because preventing damage with her temp HP shield is way more powerful than healing in this variant on this last fight. And we're going to decrease her cooldown by 5 seconds. So she's going to pop this every 10 seconds. Anytime somebody takes damage, she's going to refresh her shield. Or she's just going to refresh every 10 seconds. So she'll put out 6 shields in a minute instead of 4. Which, yeah, does matter. You need every bit of shielding you can get. We're also going to pop her shield on everyone in the party, her ultimate one, and get that ultimate back before we move forward. If I go back to a boss, I can snack Penelope. Yeah, we can. But only if we do this. Because the thing is we're killing everything instantly. Oh, that isn't even doing it. That ain't even doing it. Nope. 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 We're not really. It's not getting close enough. We're doing too much damage. Again, this isn't, not worth our time. Again, not worth our time. There's another generational wealth for Sauriel. That's his last gold upgrade. I probably should have popped an epic gold find if I really... I don't know that I need this, folks. I'm going to be honest. I think we're probably fine, power-wise. But that is... I did save this just in case. But I think we'll be fine. We have other potions here, like our health and our champ damage, that are going to be useful to us. Very useful to us. So I don't know that we have to max all our champions out here, but the more we can get through this, usually the better. Because having all of your upgrades is just super powerful, and it should just let you just breeze right through Valindra. But if you can't, because I've done this with as low as E18 favor, and we're at E25. But E18 took Krull, right? So if you don't have a super strong champion that is basically made to delete Valindra, you're gonna need more favor. And you're going to want to run Gold Find, right? Okay. Can we get any more? You know what? All right. Well, we're gonna do just this. So this potion wears off. Probably. And then I'll build the party that I want. So we're gonna do Nayeli. We'll do Minsk. What did I make his favorite foes? Undead. Good. Perfect. Because Valindra's undead. So Minsk will be in there for some favorite foe undead. Who else is not in the formation? Calliope. We already got Calliope leveled up. Okay. Calliope's leveled up. Ready to go. So let me check feats. Oh yeah, I got my feats in for Calliope. God dang it. That's all I got. That's all I got. I got the feats right, folks. Yay. Can't wait to do this on Elminster on my main account. I'm so looking forward to it. Reduce the resolution width. The enemies will be close to the enemy spawn point. No. No. I was really trying to see if we could get, within the time, we could get to the E82 he needs for this upgrade. It's his last gold find. But I don't think we can. That would give us a, that would let us earn gold a little faster and we'd race to that soft cap. Well, it's not that they're stingy, Cal. It's that you have to remember that when these core champions were created and the early evergreens, there were only 2 feat slots in the game. Well, actually, when the core champions were created, there were no feat slots in the game. But when they finally added feats, there were 2 feat slots in the game. So for the majority of the champions early on in this game, there were either 0 or 2 feat slots when they were added to the game. It wasn't until a couple years ago that they upped the number of feats to 4. And so then, when new champions came in, they came in with a slew of default feats so that you could fill them all out. But it's taken reworks to add feats, to default feats to old champions. And guess who doesn't get reworks? Core and evergreen champions. So, there's a reason. Yeah, before they added feats, the only feats they had were the ones they walked on. Yeah, or had at the bottom of their legs. We should put for Talon. Yeah. Why didn't they add more free? Because it takes them. They don't work on those champions at all. Unless, like, to add defaults, that's going in and affecting their, unless it's in a rework. They just don't. I wish it was different. I wish I could tell you differently, but they don't. I don't know why. I feel like it wouldn't be that difficult. It wouldn't be that much work to just do a quality of life pass. They've chosen not to prioritize that. It's a low priority for them. All right, that one ran out. That one ran out. We got plenty of click damage. Do I want to ride these out? It's we're a ways off. No, we're good. Okay. How do I want to do this? Boom. Clear the formation. Bruner. Now we got to remember. So we want to take we want to remember everything that we have available to us. We get faster base attacks if we're on the edge of a formation. So our DPS definitely wants to be on the edge of the formation. Equal boost to male and female champions. Rearmost column gets 1,000% damage. So if we can put our buffer all the way in the back, that's great. However, we can't. We can't because Calliope. So we're going to ignore this one. And Calliope is big. You can use any kind of shielder. The one I have available is Calliope, so I can't take advantage of fallback. Topmost slot. Yes, we're going to topmost slot, top shelf. There's a bottom shelf, but isn't there a bottom shelf? Oh, it's scouts, lowest slot. We don't have that one maxed out. So we're going to top shelf this. So I know I'm going to top shelf. I know I want Calliope. I want Calliope in here. I want Ashara as my DPS. So she's got to go here for top shelf. We want Celeste. We got Nayeli. Nayeli has to be in the front. I don't want Jarlaxle in here. Well, I kind of do. I want him in for his ultimate. His ultimate is on cooldown. All right. But then we're going to swap him out. Or we're going to swap him in specifically for his ultimate. That's the way we're going to do it. So we want Potpourri because Ashara is our DPS. I'm not going to choose her second spec just yet. I want Minsk in. I'm going to top shelf him. He may actually set Bud for us because of that top shelf. Who else are we working with? Okay, we want Tyrell in wild shape. Now here's the thing about Tyrell in wild shape. Tyrell in wild shape just buffs anyone within. Oh, we're not to his buff yet. Buffs anybody within 2 adjacencies. He doesn't have to be in front. He doesn't have to be in front. So, champions within 2 slots. Wild Inspiration. That's what we're talking about. Now, there is a Forces of Good that buffs good champions, but we're not worried about that. We're just worried about Wild Inspiration. Bruno needs to be up here, and we're going to put Makos in the back. Dark Blessing. And we're going to die. Okay, let's just go all the way to the area 1. So who would we have? This would be our core roster. The core roster. All right, we want Celeste, but we want Celeste in the back. So we may move Tyrell up here. We'll see in a moment. We want Celeste here. The reason we want Celeste here is she's going to be in life domain. She's going to heal the front 2 columns. We're actually going to put Makos up here. Because we want healing going on squishies, but we do need to leave Nayeli up front. Because Tyrell's going to live. We're actually going to get Minsk, get rid of Minsk. Probably going to put Minsk here as a squishy. Yeah. Yeah. So we're healing as many squishies as possible. We're keeping all of our buffs active. And then I think I want Hitch. He's got the charisma for Hitch, right? Yes. Charisma 14 for Hitch. And I'm going to go more daggers. Just in case. I don't think Hitch has the damage to remove chunks here, but just in case he does. You never know. You never know. All right, so let's see. Did we trigger any of these? Nope. Nope. Didn't think I was. This is the one we were doing earlier, so I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pick one. Okay. So, we're in an ad break. That's okay. The VOD will get all this explanation. The VOD will get all this explanation. We back yet? Let me see. This is for this. Okay. So this is my current formation. We're gonna just try it with this, and we're gonna see what happens. Let me shield everyone. And we'll wait. Oh, God, 2.5 minutes. Should have done that while we were on the ad break. If you want to hot swap anyone, like I said, I'm probably going to hot swap Jarlaxle for his ultimate. If everybody starts dying, I will swap him in and just fire off his ultimate and see what happens. We could swap in the Dark Urge. He's got his ultimate. Good. We could bring him in and resurrect everybody. I mean, we got Azaka on the way here. We would want Lycanthrope forever. Because we'd want her to come in and do damage. I know that sounds odd, but... Hey, Dice Goblin, thanks for hanging out. Alright. 15 seconds. Well, less than that. Okay. I think we're just going to run off some of these. And we'll see. We're going to see if we can live through this. I'm going to see how many resurrections we can kill through without me having to burn my ultimates. Is ultimately that's the goal. Ultimately. All right, here we go. 8 resurrections left. 8 respawns left. So we don't want to use our ultimates here, except for Brunor's, because his is on a low cooldown relatively. We want to keep most of these for later. And the key here is That ultimate got soaked up by the temp HP shields. Every hit is going on Belindra. If I had if I didn't have speed potions, I'd take these. We could try to interrupt here. I can't do it. She's already click immune, I think, from the familiars. What are we at? 6. Damage looks to mostly be coming out of shield. Oh, we're getting some serious damage in the back. So we have a full heal on Celeste, and we have a full shield, just in case it eats through someone's shields. We can reapply a full shield if necessary off Calliope. This has some chops to it, folks. This isn't the best I've ever had, but it's doing pretty good. I kind of want to see at what point this just falls over and not try to heal. Because our back row isn't getting any healing. So Celeste and Hitch have taken some... Celeste, Hitch, and Calliope have taken some permanent damage if I don't hit her ult. But it's not an outrageous amount. We just lost Dragon Bait. Down to 3 respawns left. Two respawns left. Can I get through this? I always wondered if I could do this with enough favor. Celeste is going to get wrecked. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna shoot all of it. And we're gonna do the thing with all the things. We lost him. So we ult. Ugh. This is the last respawn. He didn't get to pull his withers out. Phrasing. Phrasing. I hit the ult. It burned it. But it didn't bring him back. All right. Well, we can get close. We got close. I wonder if a health potion would be enough. Hitch was the first one to fall over on us. Yeah. I really do wonder if a health potion would be enough. Let me get Withers back just in case. That's pretty good. Corazon's puddles are good for for Azaka farming? Oh, okay. How did we get to Azaka farming? Corazon's puddles are great on this fight. Corazon is another champion like Krull who just deletes Valindra. Nathalis, I was trying to do this until I dropped the Dark Urge in. I was trying to do it with just core and Evergreen champions. It's just a challenge I gave myself. I always wanted to know if I could do it. So just last second, I just tried to drop the Dark Urge in just for funsies with the Resurrect, but I was really trying to do it without him. So E123, so the health's probably E125-ish. So Hitch isn't, the daggers on Hitch aren't doing anything. It was close. She was on her last life, and she lost health on it. So that tells you you can get real close to doing this fight without other champions. Swap Hitch and Minsk. Oh, for the damage. I don't think it's still not going to be 120-ish, but it can. It's still not going to be in the high enough amount. We're not getting top shelf here. But you know what? What if... No, that's not going to work either. Yeah. What is it up here? No, 107. It goes down. If I change Hitch's spec, it just makes Char's damage higher, and that isn't That doesn't help. I mean, we already have enough. And honestly, well, here's the thing. There's a trade-off. The more he bounces his daggers, the higher his buff gets as well. So he's fine. He's fine where he is. All right. Oh, Jarlaxle ultimate. Oh god, 3 minutes. Oh god, 3 minutes. Her ultimate isn't gonna. She get a lot of attacks off. She's not really going to do much damage back there anymore. Okay. Who was back there? Makos was. No, Makos is right there. Who was back there? Oh god. Who did I swap? Minsk. Like, who did I swap out? Did I go Purpry? I did. It's our survivability is our issue, folks, here, so their damage looked just fine. So I'm going to pop a large heroism potion. Give us triple health. And we'll see what that does. Again, really the only swap I want to bring in is... I should get him off here. The only swap I really want to bring in is... whatchamaface, Jarlaxle. Okay. Jarlaxle is back. Alright. Here we go again. I forgot to shield Calliope. It's fine. I forgot to do Calliope's ultimate, but it'll be fine. First time Valindra hits us, she's going to shield everybody. So. Full shield on everybody. Alright. Slow and steady. I'm not even going to use Brunor's ultimate. She killed Dragonbait already? I thought that would happen later last time. I was wrong, apparently. It happens. I didn't get Jam. Why would I get Jam ready for this fight? She's in her jammies. She's just watching. Her ultimate's pretty garbage, so that's all I'd want her for. Two segments, that's... If I'm 2 segments away from beating this, then I will add another health potion. Instead of bringing Jamila in. Okay, now I gotta start paying a little closer attention. We're down to 4 respawns left. We know we got into real trouble around like 2? 1 or 2. You're doing okay. If I had better cooldown, like if I had higher item levels, well, if I had higher item levels, then we'd have finished this the first time. But that would have given me faster cooldown reduction as well from the ultimates. Because getting Celeste's ultimate up often is great, because it is a full party, full heal. It's the only one of its kind in the game. And she's being real mean right now. She's doing some solid back-to-back hits. We're gonna have to Celeste here soon. Because the backline's looking pretty wrecked. Down to 1 respawn left. It's the final countdown. So we hit everything. Did it with core champions. I did it with core champions. I always wanted to do that. Core and Evergreen. Hitch. We had Hitch. Stars in chat, folks. Challenge mode completed. So look, anybody can do this. Anybody can do Dragon Bait because you don't even need event champions, really. I mean, I used them to get there for the favor, but you could just run speed potions and lots more gold find potions and farm up, right? But if I can do it with this, you can find a combination that works for you. You can find a combination that works for you. So just for the record, this was a large health potion, a large click damage, and we used some speed on the way there, and we used like the one of each of these on the way there to get gold. We didn't even dip into champion damage at all. There's a lot more health available here by using a full stack, because these boost multiplicatively. All of these potions boost multiplicatively except for Fire Breath. They're additive. Yeah. So that was great. It was great. I'm so happy. I always wanted to do that. We always came so close. And ultimately, it's the favor. It's the favor. It's coming in at E25 favor. We rocked into that pretty hard. We also had a level 3 Modron core. We've got some basic perks. This is healing received by the tank champions. That helped keep them alive. Health of all champions, 32.5%. That helped. Our global blessings weren't as great. We had everything here though. So for the damage of the core champions, that helped with Ashara's damage. We had double damage there and over here in Waterdeep. We have 48 epics for slow and steady, so we had solid damage. Yeah, we had some solid damage coming in off of our globals, but we didn't have an amazing amount. Yeah, I didn't get to soft cap. I think it's because I didn't have an epic gold find potion. I think that would have done it. It's weird because I have soft capped on this before with lower starting favor. But I think I farmed longer. Okay. So that means we leave here. We're done in Tomb for now.